Here on Ziti TV, September 2nd, 2022. Another shockingly amazing day here in Western New York. Loving it. It's been a great summer. A little dry. Rained a bunch a couple last days. I got to go out there and mow my lawn finally. I don't think I've mowed my lawn for like most of the summer. So that's fun. Our good friend Ken continues to be on PTO, so it's just me today playing the old ZD TV host. Today we're gonna do what we always do. Let's take a peek here. Boop. We're gonna take a look at the release notes. Oh, there aren't any release notes again. So we'll wait for a release to come out, and we'll talk about release notes when that happens. And then instead of release notes, we have a special treat for those of you who are interested in running the tunnelers, particularly on Windows. I should have probably written out that the ZDO stands for the Ziti Desktop Edge for Windows. We have other Ziti Desktop Edges, particularly for Mac. We also have a couple mobile edges, iOS and Android. But we don't have a Ziti Desktop Edge for Linux yet. We're cooking on that. And that's what we're going to look at. So the ZDO, what's that all about? So I think OpenZD tweeted about our first guest of the day, which is our good friend, Jeremy Tellier. Hello, Jeremy.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going just great.
Nice.
So you are responsible for creating the UI, right?
That's what I'm told. Yes.
Is that what you say you do here?
That's what I tell people.
And you get your inspiration from somebody else, and who's that person?
Mr. Dave Finger.
Speaking of Dave Finger, boop boop. Let's bring Dave into the mix. Hey, Dave.
Hi.
Welcome to the ZD TV. I do believe it's your first initial appearance for both of you. Is that true?
That is true.
Jeremy, have you been on before?
I have. I was Zach. Yep.
Okay, it was Zach. So cool. So people have seen Jeremy before then. Well, that's nice. Now we got Dave. And Dave, what do you do around here?
I design the software, so what it looks like, the user experience, the UIs in general, and then Jeremy and other NFE turn it into beautiful code.
Lovely. So user experience design work, that's nice. So are you responsible for the original ZD Desktop Edge for Windows? If I were to share my screen real quick, I could probably pop mine up here. There it is. Right there, and right in the middle. Where should we put it?
That was the brainchild of myself and Jeremy. We did a bunch of research into different apps that had similar functionality, and it was our first stab at it. But like any good software, it's constantly evolving.
Yeah, and it's served us quite well. It's had a nice lifetime. It looks pretty nice, but we decided, I think, that it's probably time for a facelift, right?
Absolutely.
So when did we decide that? How long ago? A couple months?
Probably a couple months. Yeah. I approached you and Jeremy and a couple other key players and said, I think it's time. We can definitely improve this. If we did it again, what will we change and how can we make it better?
Right. And so when one uses the ZD Desktop Edge for Windows here, are there any, what comes to your mind of a bad user experience? Or let's say not bad, let's say one that could be better.
Yeah, well, we had a couple things when we did this originally. One is we wanted to make sure that it attached to the toolbar and could be hidden easily. What we didn't think about well was scale. So originally, at least my understanding was that it would be a couple identities and a couple services. I didn't think of people that could have hundreds or thousands of something.
Right.
So a lot of it is managing things at scale, which, like any good software, you learn a lot about how your users use it by watching them and hearing their feedback. So that was one of the number one things. The other one.
So when you say scale, you say scale, you're talking about the number of entities in the UI in certain places, not
100%.
Not so much the size of the widget. Because like if I look at the size here, it is a fixed width widget, right? Like I don't think I can resize this in any way, right? I can't maximize it. Is that true?
That is true.
Here,
It was
you know,
based
I'm
more
gonna-
on sort of popular proxies, how they would turn on and off smaller windows.
More like a
But
toolbar
then,
extension than a full-size app. Yep.
Right. So the original inspiration was that it would be something that sits in your tray down, and I don't have it because this is my other screen in silly windows, but say down here where my mouse is, there's a tray for most people, and there's a little green ball that is shown. You know, I can't I wonder if I tried to show this, if Windows would just lose its mind. I could try to set that to my main screen, but who knows what will happen if I do that. But there is a little icon down there that I can click on, and that brings up this app. And like you said, it attaches it so that, usually it pops up down here in the corner when you click on it. And then when you click away from it, it disappears like this. And then you got to click on that little ball again to bring it back up, which you can do, just like that, and pops back up again, right?
Yep.
And so you were talking about the number of things in here, and you can see I have a identity, which is for the NetFoundry Bastion network, the way in which we access our protected assets, right? So, we're trying to drink our own champagne, as they say. So we have ZD protecting things like edge routers for customers, or controllers, or things along those lines, or development servers, all those things. And so I have 57 entries in just this one identity. So if I click on that, you can see I can scroll down through here, and there's quite a few. But like Dave was saying, we do have some customers who take Zero Trust very seriously, and they have individual discrete services for individual discrete applications which those users are attaching to. There are no ports that are reused. It's one service, one port, and they're very vehement about that, which is really cool. But that means that some users have 2,000 services, not just 4, right? So I get it. What else comes to mind when you think about things that we wanted to make better?
Yeah, another big one is finding services or identities.
Mm.
So right now, short of scrolling through that list and using a filter, there's really one way to find stuff, and it's not super elegant. So we wanted to be able to make it so that you could find in multiple ways. So either by looking at the identity and then finding the service, or by looking at a list of services and working your way forward that way.
Well,
So a lot more flexibility on how you
we,
find and manage.
can we see? Are we going to see a demo of this?
We can.
All right, I look forward to that.
Yeah.
What else? Is there anything else that comes to mind?
Yeah, furthermore, being able to respond to these items in the list. If we know it's a website, we should be able to click it and go to the website. Things like that.
Yeah.
Open up the file system if we know that it's a file share. That kind of stuff.
Right. Cool. What else we got? Anything else?
Yeah. Yep. A little bit more interaction. No, I was just going to say a little more interaction. So being able to visibly see if something's passing or failing, or if it's passing traffic, getting to the details of what's actually happening in the service a little bit quicker too.
Right, with the MFA and the posture checks being added, after our first release, we kind of like jammed them into small spaces, and the icons and everything was kind of like just thrown into what we already had, and we didn't have space to expand it at the time. So now we really have a whole, visual display that we can play with and make things stand out.
Cool. Well, I want to see it then. Should we just see it? What do you think?
We should. Sure. Let's do it.
Let's take a look here. Let me get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of this. Can I get rid of this? How do I get rid of this? I can do it, fellas. I can do it. I know I can. I did it.
There we go. Hey, that's my screen.
So now we're going to look at Dave's screen, right? Yeah, let's take a look at Dave's screen.
Yeah, so I'm going to walk through. I'll show a little bit of behind the scenes on what a UI looks like when it's not coded yet and it's actually in kind of design format. So obviously this is the Windows Desktop Edge that we were just talking about. And this is kind of how designers lay stuff out, kind of like a storyboard with some of the different screens. So for the new UI, we did the same thing, and it's in a program called Adobe Xd. And this is kind of a preview of what the new UI is going to look like. So like we talked about before, much larger than the previous one, which was kind of a taskbar widget. This one can be made full screen, or it can be shrunk down, but it has a lot more real estate. And one of the things that I wanted to do when we were walking through this is make a differentiation between what section of the app you're actually in. So in this case, this screen and any of the screens, and this is the main dashboard area, and we'll get more into this because we'll show you a coded version of it, is called Mission Control. It's essentially going to be a dashboard or the first screen that you see where you would add your first identity or see if there's activity or see your overview of your identities or services. But in this case, from a UX perspective, everything in this flow is all purple. And when you click on one of these on the left, and I'll show you the live version in a minute, it actually changes colors. So you know you're in a different area of the app and you're focusing on something different. So everything in the identities area, and this is the list of identities on the left, and then the actual services for that identity on the right, everything is green.
I can already see how much bigger and how much more space everything has now.
Way more space, yeah. And likewise, and I won't go through every color, but it changes when you click on services. So the overall responsiveness of the UI and knowing what you're looking at changes a bit. But rather than show you the actual design files, let's look at the actual UI itself.
Ooh, we can see it work?
Yeah. So this is actually, I'm not a Mac, but this is a Windows VM that we're looking at here. Oh boy, now I did it. I hit the wrong button. Switching to coherence. All right. So this is the actual app itself.
Well, hang on. I see VS Code in the background. Are you actually running it?
So kind of. What we're actually doing right now is a workaround so that if I'm running the actual Windows Desktop Edge in the background, right now it's picking up on that stuff in order to display. Well, that's.
Oh, so that's an important point, right? Like architecturally, the ZD Desktop Edge for Windows is composed of three discrete pieces. One piece is the UI, one piece is the data service, as I refer to it, and one piece is the monitor service. The monitor service is responsible for determining if there are upgrades, applying the upgrades, and that sort of stuff. The data service is the thing that actually intercepts your packets and shuffles the data properly over the Zero Trust overlay. And then the UI obviously is the nice way to interact with those two, call them back-end pieces, I guess. So for your UI to work, you have to run the ZD Desktop Edge for Windows in its current form. But that's perfectly fine. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And you can see it down here in the corner. It's actually running.
Oh, hey, we get to see the bubble now. That's cool. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Here's my identity, and then there's the four services, and vice versa. Here they are. As I mentioned, this is the mission control screen. The cool thing is it's all super responsive. So when you mouse over this left-hand panel, it kind of pops up. And then these actually have color icons that pop up as you mouse over them. But as I click through these, you'll see the color of the whole UI change. And like we talked about a second ago, obviously there's way more screen real estate, but the cool thing is you can go max and you can take it the whole screen if you want to dive into the details.
That's neat.
So it's got a ton more room.
Are we planning on having a notification icon in the same way that we do currently?
It's a great question. Jeremy, I don't think we've talked about that part yet.
Yeah, I don't think we've put together a design on what those are going to look like. That was one thing I was meant to talk to you about. Because we do have different icons now for timing out and timed out. So right now I just have it as the white icon. So we'll have to decide.
So there will be a tray icon, and I mean I think that I know I personally rely on the indicators that are in there when I have MFA enabled, which hopefully we'll be able to see. I don't know if we'll be able to see that, but I would like to. It would be nice to see it. When we have MFA enabled, it's nice to see that you have a little lock on your tray icon that says, "Hey, you gotta, click the MFA and do the 2FA dance."
100%.
Yeah. So I would like
that color change is helpful.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Anyway, I don't want to derail you. I don't.
Yeah. So obviously, like I said, the color changes as you're flipping through some of this different stuff. Some cool little animation effects and stuff that we couldn't do on the other one. So you'll see when this is running, it's actually pulsing green so that you can see that it's going and you can stop it and start it. But the big difference, like we were talking about before, is if you have a ton of services or a ton of identities, being able to filter and find them and get to the details of each is going to be a lot easier. We also have a global,
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I was going to say we have a global search in the upper right. My example's kind of bad. Jeremy will probably have more when he shows you his, but it'll actually break it down so you can do a global search and it'll search all services and identities for anything that start with date.
I was about to ask
and find
that
it,
exact
and
question.
you can jump right to it, so you can find it from anywhere, which is
so it's going to show you that it's an identity or it's a service or that it's an intercept. Like if you type in RDP up there, is it going to show you that it's an intercept or is it going to tell you it's a service?
Service. There's services and identities,
or will it not work at all?
Yeah, not work at all.
All right,
not work at all.
Well,
yet.
We can blame Jeremy for that one.
It worked for me. I can show it on mine.
Yeah, he'll show it on his in a second.
Yeah.
But from a UI perspective, it's going to be a huge improvement. And this is the first stab at it. So I'm sure we'll find a bunch of other stuff we want to improve about it as we start implementing stuff. So
cool. And obviously this is a preview. This does not currently actually work, or it does, but it kind of is. It's in development, right? So like, if we see bugs throughout this, or if something doesn't work, this is totally acceptable. Jeremy is kind enough to come on and not have any kind of concern that it's not implemented fully yet. So I appreciate that, Jeremy. This is how the sausage gets made. So
well, as Dave Hart would say, it's dripping wet code. So it's new.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. What's next?
If you had asked me to wait on this until we were done, it would have been months and months. I would have nitpicked every little thing. So it's good to get on here and you find my bugs and let me know what I'm missing.
Perfect.
Yeah. And vice versa. Jeremy just gave me I just got the code a couple days ago to start working on the styling, and he had it 99% of the way there. So it's come a long way.
Cool. All right. Well,
Jeremy, you want to take over and show some stuff?
Sure. Yeah. If you can switch to my screen.
Let's see. Can we switch?
I'll point out a couple of things that are obviously missing too, like some of the charting and the Dave's cool globe in the background. So we're trying to put some neat little UIs in there to kind of show people what's going on with their services. I think we need to wait for an implementation to get the service level graphs, but it should be neat. And all these things should animate. We should have a nice little graph here at some point. So let me show you this working, because I can do ROG and I get services and identities. And if I go to the service, it's going to bring me right over to the service, show me what's going on. If I came in and I did an identity search, it would go right over into the identity. So you can kind of skip around your global search. A lot easier than you could before trying to find stuff.
So
furthermore,
did you type RDP? I missed it.
You did. Going too fast for you.
Way too fast. So I don't have Ken here to help me out, and so I'm trying to play producer at the same time, and I had to move a window.
Your husband and wife today?
That's right. That's right. So 3 services. Okay. So that's the name of the service. What if you show me the services again? I want to see what happens if you you can click on it. That's really nice.
Thanks, right into there.
What if do you have one where the address is different than the service? Like right now I've noticed every single intercept is the name of the service. I specifically want to see one where you have an intercept or an address that is different, because it'd be really like one of the things I would love to be able to do is to search my services list by intercepts. You know what I mean?
Okay. Is that exposed? Right now, I pull from the addresses and the host name. Or
no. The only thing you got to do is don't name your service the exact same name as the intercept. So, do you have any multi-intercept services in here?
I don't think so. No, I'd have to see that set up.
Click on a bunch of.
Let me create one, and we'll see it update.
Oh, all right. That sounds good. Is there a cool animation that's going to happen? Something's going to fly in.
All right. So what can I do with that? So just
Ziggy should pop up.
Yeah.
There's a new service.
Magician Ziggy on a flying carpet.
Oh, that would be all right. Hey, listen, that needs to happen. I want to see that. That would be amazing. All right. So make a new service and just call it, Ziti TV. And then when you make the intercept something like, I don't know, magic service, something that's just totally not Ziti TV.
Addresses.
That's what I want. Magic.service.
Magic.service.
.service. Yeah, perfect.
stuff matter. I put in 80.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it doesn't have any. You got to click the button, and yeah, Zach could use an upgrade on this.
Add.
So
Nope,
no, you
talk to
gotta
the UI
you gotta put the connect timeout in there.
Gotta put it in.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but not the identity. You don't need the identity.
Not an identity. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Magic service. Why are these other ones in there? All right. Hold on. It looks like Zach needs an update.
Looks like Zach needs an update.
TV? Right, not Magic TV.
No, ZD TV.
ZD TV and then Intercept. I don't know. I do have an Intercept service in mind.
Yeah.
Create that.
Yeah, just use that one.
There you go.
There you go.
So hit save. That's it.
You got to give it a enroll attribute, right? How do you assign it to an identity? Are you doing it through?
No, I just do it in service config. Okay.
All right.
There's policies, and I created a new one here. So, all right. Yeah. ZD. Save. All right. Now let's see if it comes over. Magic service. Here it is.
Whoa!
Okay, so now
Look at that.
So that's interesting. So it found it, but now do all these? The other ones have ZD on them. Type TV for me. ZD TV. So that and then, is it case sensitive?
Oh,
I don't think so. No.
Nice. That's
Hey,
good.
that
But the services are. So that always drives me nuts.
The services are.
The edge controller services? Yeah, they are. They're case sensitive.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, the intercepts are not. Okay, so now click on the we have a little bug right here. You don't have one selected that's shown, but it's showing you the one that was previously selected prior to the filter. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if you click on magic now do it up in the type magic up in the search. The super search. Okay, so it shows it as magic service. Now I feel like the service name was ZD TV here. I don't quite understand why magic service is shown on the left. Right? Like the name of that service was ZD TV.
Yeah, but the address. We are showing the address here.
Oh, that's showing the addresses over there. That's why I'm so confused.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's showing what you're actually accessing.
I thought those were the names of the services. I see. So
Because these are really consequential.
I'm showing my ignorance with the UI. I've not been using it, but we're in the services view here, and this is so it's different, right? Because now, does this show me every service from all 4 identities?
It does. Yes.
Yep. It's a roll up of everything.
Oh, see, I wasn't getting that. That's pretty cool.
That was a you ask. So originally, I was gonna show it per identity, and you said I want to look across everything. Show me them all.
If we're gonna make compelling ZD TV, Dave, you can't give away how that sausage is made. I know this was.
Come on!
I know this was a me ask, but.
Well, I know, but you haven't seen it. You haven't seen it live. You didn't know we actually did it.
I
didn't. To you.
I definitely did not remember that that it works this way. That's cool. I find it hard to find the name of the service. I don't know that matters in the tunneler world because I think intercepts probably makes more sense. I would wonder what that left nav is going to look like when there are more than one address added. Can you go back to Zach for a second? Let's keep this train rolling. Go back to the configuration of the ZD TV that you just made, the magic service. Well, you got to go to the config now.
Oh yeah.
And find magic in there. No, this one's magic.
Oh, magic.
And open that one up. And then add another intercept. Instead of magic service, we'll call it potato service or whatever. Magic potato. Love it. And then one more. Give me one more.
One more potato.
Yep. Call it Dave Dufffinger.
Hot potato.
Hot potato. Nice. One more potato. All right. And then save that. I want to see this get updated in the old Ziti Desktop Edge. I don't know how long it'll take, like 10 or 15 seconds. Look for potato. That way we can see if it's in there. I wonder if that's a different
Is it
bug.
still there? No, it's not listing it.
Can you turn does stop and start work?
Oh yeah, let's stop it.
Yeah,
I don't have a decent loader to know when it's fully stopped yet. I got to look at that.
Okay.
So I'm just going to sit here for a second. I can probably check this guy.
Yeah.
So I know that it's stopped. Okay, it is stopped. And I'll start it. And we'll see when it starts over here. There we go. Okay. And it's back. Magic service. It doesn't show more than one address.
Can you show me in the ZD Desktop Edge for Windows original classic?
Classic, yeah.
Identity in my
yes. That's a good question. Okay. No, that would be another good addition, is to show you what identity it came from.
It is there. Oh, you know what I'm doing? That's right. In the list, I'm showing the first one, but here it should show it. I'm kind of surprised it's not listing here. In the list over here,
that's what I was. Yeah. What would be cool?
0.
Well, what would be cool is if you actually showed all of them on the left too. Like
that would get kind of wonky, though, right?
No, I think that would work out. I don't know. We'll have to play with it. All right,
we do show the identity, and they show the identity in the lower right, but I don't think we wired that yet.
We do.
Yeah. So this is actually supposed to have all of those in there. So
yes, it definitely should, for sure. Yeah.
But here, I don't know. I think here I'm just showing the very first one.
Yeah, and I think that would be okay. I think if you just exploded the address list on the left there, it would be just fine. I just wouldn't show only the first one. I would just show, like, if in this case, there should be 3 of them shown on the left, or when you typed in potato, whatever, there'd be 2. All right, cool.
Okay.
That was fun. I like that.
I did want to show, like, okay.
Oh, hang on. This is the identities view. Hang on. This is the identities view. So, this is showing me the same sort of information, but a little bit differently. And does this have I can see a filter there. Can you type potato in that filter? Will it show up in here? What about
it's not showing up. So I need to. That's our bug. Right. I'm only searching on hostname 1.
Yeah, that's fine. Like dripping wet. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. All right, that's neat.
Well, I did want to show these ones that we can react to.
Oh, that's going to be so nice. Are we going to have little inferred icons? Like 445 would be a little folder.
Ooh, port I like that idea.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah. So right now they're all browser icons. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Let's see. I think this is so web URL. Yep. So it'll go to LiDAR. There we go. Look at my music or whatever that is.
Nice.
So yeah. So the ones that we know will work.
That's super helpful. Yeah. Does RDP work?
I don't think Rdp worked. Let me check. I know I was trying to get that to work, and I was having problems with it.
Yeah.
Oh, it does work.
Look at that.
I did end up fixing it.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, that'll be helpful.
Oh, it's SQL Server. I was trying to get it to launch SQL management.
Oh, that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah,
that's a tough one. I do notice that the timer here is overlapping that last line.
I was just thinking the same thing. I might have to put a gradient or something around that.
Yeah, something to hide this last few.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, we can scroll underneath. It's fine. We'll put a opaque box with a blur behind it or something. I'll figure it out. That's cool. Did you want to show MFA, Jeremy?
Yeah, let me turn MFA on. But I do have a bug that I was messing with recovery codes, getting the new recovery codes. So when I go to turn it on, it shows me the recovery codes. It's not supposed to do that. No, shoot, I can't get it out of the way, can I? Hold on 1 second. I'm going to do a quick rebuild. Oh, you want to walk through it, Dave?
Quick PG.
No, I was going to say I could show the mock-up of what it's supposed to look like. That's all.
Oh no, here I can do it. It's just 1 second. I was playing with when I get recovery codes returned to show the recovery code thing, but I'm not supposed to be doing it in the beginning. So let me just hide this for a sec. Should work.
Oh, now I
still have this.
Yeah, we still have.
Dave, I thought we fixed this here. I still have this tiny little. Or is that just Windows?
No, it's just Windows. Oh. Yeah. I got to keep playing with it. We got to set a min, max, and height on the window when it opens. There we go.
Okay, so now I'm going to turn it on, right? Okay, let's do it. We go to link.
Now, just as an FYI, we're going to erase this MFA afterward because that is your actual token.
Right. Yes. You guys see it. It's my
Never
secret.
show anybody. Never show anybody
Yeah.
your MFA.
How do you demo
I already had a
MFA
couple
without
there.
showing a token?
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know which one I had here. I think this is the old one. Let's find out. Copy. That in there. Authenticate. All right, there.
Look at that. That's how it should be.
Save off my codes.
That's a pretty looking UI.
Nice.
And there we go. Now I have MFA on.
Nice.
It shows connected, but it's overlaps. This is the same problem.
That's cool. And then will we update an icon down? Like right now, you can see the Ziti Desktop Edge has the "You are locked" icon on it.
Right. You can see that, Dave? So we need something. And I just kind of threw those together before, so that comes with a little nicer.
Yeah, that's nice.
Let's see. Now I'm restarting it. It should prompt me for MFA, correct?
Yep, you should get that little, see that little lock. It should show up somehow, somewhere that you are locked, or maybe even like an actions on the left. You know, I don't know how you want to do that, but
I don't know why it's showing MFA not. Launch it again. A refresher.
Jeremy, I had the little
there's a little
fingerprint
lock.
with the lock. I had different color icons for that based on the status too. So yellow, red, green. So we can swap those out. That way you can see all your identities and which ones have it on them or don't.
All right, let me get this again, and I will just do an off. And boom. All right, we're connected.
Cool. Very nice. Nice.
Now, a couple of things that are still pending is the timeout.
Yep.
Posture check. And you know what? While I have you on here, why don't I bug you? Because I was trying to set this the other day, and it wasn't coming over. So in posture checks, I created this little timeout. This requires MFA, and that's what's on there. All right, so MFA test, timeout 1320.
Give it a, yep.
Require unlock, doesn't know that matter. So I have that. And then on my service config, or my service policy, that I have it, because this always kind of confused me here.
You can see it
I
right
have
there,
that
by
test.
the way.
Yeah, here it is, right?
Yep.
So I should have a timeout coming over, but I'm not.
1320 is pretty big. Do you ever wait for that many minutes?
Well, I just wanted to see some timeout come over. Like I thought it would say it on the service.
It would. It should definitely. Yeah. I am pretty sure that you will see it. It'll be in the JSON for the inter-process communication between the UI and the data service.
Okay.
So if you log all of the JSON, like, can you find the word 1320 in here?
It's actually in here. Let's see. Got these objects down here. So what's the very first one that comes over? We have these identities. E78 should have it. Oh, see, no timeouts. Yeah. Oh, it also says no services though.
Yeah. What I would ask you to do is can you look for the word 1320? Like, I don't know what you are looking at here. I would want to see the Ipc that actually came through.
So the Ipc, the op status, the very first one that comes over.
Yeah. What's that?
Oh yeah, so the old one says it.
So it came through. UI bug. I always knew it.
Like there's no. This is all the IPCs, right?
So it looks like it did come through. I don't know exactly how you're logging it here, but I would imagine that it would be in one of these JSON blobs somewhere.
Oh, it does come over after, right? It doesn't come over in the initial package. Is that what it was?
I do not remember, to be honest. It might be an event. So the Ipc channels, we have two of them. We have the event channel where a local process can receive events from the data service, and we have a action channel, if you will. The action channel is how you send messages to the data or the monitor service. It might come through as an event. I don't know. I just don't know anymore. We can look. We could look into that.
Yeah, that's something I was stumbling on.
Are we done seeing the interesting, fun, cool things in the new UI?
I think so.
For the moment, yeah.
Cool. Now, I thought we had one other little surprise, right? I did notice that this was Electron. So
It is.
I was hoping that we're going to be able to maybe run that app somewhere else. Is that what you're doing over there?
Yes, I'm trying to connect again. My Linux box is awful. So
It is awful. Why is it so awful?
I just threw it on some old crappy computer I had off to the side, and I probably should have put a little more. I always thought Linux didn't need that much resources, but I think it does these days.
I would encourage you to just use a virtual machine from
Yeah.
VirtualBox. So much easier. Then you can just stay on that one machine you're on. But sometimes you need a full machine.
Okay, it shows me connected. Am I not connected on your side?
I do not see any sort of Linux machine from Jeremy.
And you're sharing again, Jeremy?
Yes, I'll keep coming over here to respond. Yeah.
Well, I wonder. Let me see if I can fire up a virtual machine real quick. So, if I were to check out the code, would I be able to run it as well? I
Yes.
have a virtual machine with a UI. All right. Well, let's see
Oh,
what happens
perfect.
here. Let's see. There's that same desktop. I'm busy restoring a virtual machine, and we'll see if this thing comes online here, and we'll put it to the test. I'll even move an identity. All right. So there is my Windows virtual machine. Sorry, inside of. Let's see this. Let me make it just a tiny bit smaller so that I know it all fits. We'll do an adjust window size. There we go. Now we can see it's down here. All right. So let me CD to not ZD. CD to ZD Desktop. No, it's called Desktop Edge for Windows. Okay, so I don't have it on this machine, but we can do a real quick clone.
Yeah.
So let's come over to here, exit out of this, CD to Desktop Edge for Windows, get info, get this, come back over to here, we'll do a git clone for that. Chug, chug, chug. Where in Linux? How do you? Oh, I don't have the ZD tunneler running. I'll have to run the ZD tunneler, right?
Right.
So
Right.
let's see. Do I have a ZD tunneler in here? I don't. How about in my home directory? I do have a ZD Edge tunnel. Okay, so I have an older one. We'll see. We'll see if that cuts the mustard or not. This is all just off the cuff, trying to make it work stuff. So let's see if we can make it work. Over here, yeah, okay, over here is where I'll run ZD Edge tunnel. So let me get my identity. I gotta go. Can I actually? Do I have a mount for it? I have it on V. Okay, I have a temp folder, so I can go to Windows and steal my JSON file. Let's get the Bastion one since that has a bunch. Put it over here. Do this. Now I should be able to run ZD Edge tunnel run -I Clint bastion.json with the sudo. All right, so now there's my ZD Edge tunnel running. And so now over here, Jeremy, I need to go to Desktop Edge for Windows. Guide me from here. I don't.
Yes. So, well, you need to check out the branch ZD-Electron-UI.
Hello. Hang on. I'm typing in the wrong box. Check out ZD-Electron. All right, let me pull. Does it need to get? Oh, I don't have checkout. Maybe that's why. ZD Electron UI. That's why. All right, and then what?
Okay, and then CD to start to type ZD. Let me see what it is exactly. ZD Desktop Edge folder. Yep, there you go. And then just do npm install.
See if npm is installed. It is. All right. Unsupported engine. It must be ancient. Is that what's going on? Oh, it's just a warning. Never mind.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Love it. Big old warning, scary warning. It'll be just fine.
Yeah, not bad.
Don't you worry about it, Clint.
Delete startup star.
Right. All right.
All right. Did it
I
finish?
love
I haven't seen it
watching,
finished.
love watching the paint dry. No, it is not. It looks like
no.
it's making a request to npmjs.org, and it is taking its sweet time here. Let's see. Let me turn this off. Oh, there it goes. Okay.
All right. Try npm start.
NPM
Let's see if it works.
start. Oh my goodness.
Go full screen. Yeah, you can hit the green because we're
Hit
messing
the
with the
green.
styles.
There
Okay.
you go.
Yeah.
Now I don't have an identity. Why doesn't it show me an identity?
I have an identity. Are you running your
The
tunneler?
tunneler's running.
I am running my tunneler. Do you know why?
Yeah,
I
the
don't have
IPC is exactly the same.
it? I don't know.
Doesn't look like it.
I don't know. It should be, but
So you see there on the left.
No,
yeah.
look at this. We have some stuff. Look at all that. So
IPC
it
is not
looks
coming
like
over.
looks to me like the IPC is not exactly the same whatsoever.
Yep.
But that's cool. I mean, that's something we can fix. The more interesting thing is that we have a UI on Linux.
Mhm.
So that's really exciting. We'll be able to package this up and hopefully make it something easy for people to install. Well, that'll be a lot of fun.
For sure.
Oh, look, it's even got a little Z over here. Look at that. Very cool. Well, I think that's I did not expect this to work at all, to be honest. So that's pretty cool. Now maybe we can try to get
when we get the JSON matched up and coming over, it should all fill in exactly the same. Which is what I like about Electron.
So it looks like it is trying to connect over and over again, and we need to figure out what the actual IPC is that is exposed out of the ZDE Edge tunnel for Linux.
Right.
And I don't think we should do that on this call because there's probably going to be a whole lot of sausage involved in that one.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So maybe in a few weeks we'll come back with one that works. Yeah.
That'd be really cool. I think that was a nice little Ziti TV there, guys. Thanks for showing up, Dave, and explaining a little bit behind the design, the ideas. And thanks, Jeremy, for showing up and being fearless and being able to show something that's in the middle of being developed. Like, that's not easy, so I appreciate it. And I think that's a good Ziti TV for this week. You guys feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah, excited to get it out there.
Anything we miss? No?
No,
All
I
right.
don't think so.
Well, then that'll be it. I'll see you guys later and see you next time on the old ZD TV. Bye, everybody.